Eugene, I just want to be fair in my distribution when I'm long gone. I do not wish for them to fight over my inheritance, and I just want to make sure that each child, each beneficiary gets equal shares when I'm gone. Does it sound very familiar to you? Now, this is very typical. Now, out of the 10 clients that I meet, 9 of them will probably tell me that they want to be fair in their distribution and to keep it simple. But wait a minute, what is really fair? Is equal distribution the same meaning as being fair? I wish life is that simple. I wish we can just use the same cookie cutter formula for all the families that I meet. But we can't. So in this video, I'm going to unveil the big shift in this statement when it comes to the modern family in estate planning. I'm also going to unpack the 4 most common factors when it comes to advising your client who wants to be fair in distribution. And with these 4 factors, you are going to be different and add massive value to your client appointments. And make sure you stay all the way to the end, because I'm going to share with you a script that you can use to guide your clients to frame their estate planning process. Are you ready? Let's go. Aside from filial piety, being fair is one of the most striking family values in Asian families. Sometimes the male gets more, but generally most modern families are practicing equal rights to both female and male when it comes to opportunities, finances, and so on and so forth. So the first factor, money spent in their lifetime on a child versus money given after death. I know of this couple who has 3 children. They sent the elder son to Australia for his overseas education, the second son to UK for his masters. But the third child, who is the daughter, had her own scholarship here in Singapore. So when talking about distribution to the 3 children, they intend to set aside a lump sum of $500,000 for their daughter because they were spared from the educational expense and save up quite a bit because of that. So the lesser a child utilizes the parent's inheritance in his or her lifetime, the more he or she may inherit over time. The second factor, the ability of the child to manage money in what we call, i.e., character traits. Back to the same example above, all 3 children are from the same parents, but all 3 of them have different attitudes towards money, preferences, choices, and options. Even identical twins differ in taste and opinions, right? So one of them can be a spendthrift who likes to spend more than save. And the other one is more of a saver who likes to save first, then spend. So how do you portion out your inheritance in equal splits? It really depends on their attitudes towards money. What if one is financially trained, savvy, and disciplined, and commits every single cent to grow for the future, while the other one is probably trained in social work, who commits every dollar to help others? Thus, these are important and serious considerations that cannot be neglected if you want to leave behind a meaningful legacy. The last factor, provide for special needs where money is needed. There are cases where one child may not be doing that well compared to the other siblings. So, the same example, 3 kids, the first one is a doctor, the second one is a lawyer, and the third one perhaps an admin clerk. The first 2 children will probably have no difficulty in sustaining their own livelihood. So any inheritance will probably just be a bonus for a better standard of living. However, the third child may have issues of even paying the monthly bills, considering that we are living in a first world nation, which inflation is around 3% on average. Medical cost is at around 10% per annum. So what if they have a child who is mentally challenged, as autism, that requires special care in life? You see, so these are the very complex issues that require care and attention when it comes to estate planning. After all, clients wish to ensure that they provide for their loved ones after they are long gone. So what is the fourth factor? The fourth factor is the number of years to maintain each child. There are cases where the age gap between the siblings differ quite a lot, maybe 10 years apart. I have a client who has children where they have like 15 years apart. So the eldest may already be working, but the youngest is still schooling. And it is so obvious, right, that the youngest child needs more financial resources because he would have more number of years to maintain should the parents go first. So assuming the inheritance is to sustain them until the youngest child reaches the legal age of 65, then that child will definitely require a larger inheritance considering the number of years. So here, as promised, the script. If your client comes to you one day and say that, hey, I want to be fair in my distribution to my offsprings, here is what you tell your client. Say, Mr. Client, I know and I understand that you want to be fair in your distribution. However, life is not fair. And there are definitely 4 factors to consider when it comes to being fair in your estate distribution. And you run through with your client that 4 points and help them to run through what is fair after the discussion. So if you like this video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you can learn how to integrate estate planning into your advisory business and stand out from your competition today.